Today I will show you how to make sausage egg McMuffins that you can store in the freezer, and each contains 35 grams of protein. First up, let's make the eggs. For every McMuffin, you will need to prepare one whole egg. For this recipe, I'm going to meal prep 8 in total, so take out 8 large whole eggs. Now, you will need a big blender or a food processor for this. Crack in all of the eggs. My blender has a 750 milliliters capacity, which is big enough for 8 eggs. If you have a smaller one, you might need to blend 4 eggs twice, so please check this before you start a recipe. To add a bit more protein, add in cottage cheese. This is a ridiculous protein source with over 13 grams of protein and only 60 calories. Add 200 grams of cottage cheese to the blender, which is 25 grams of cheese per egg. Next, add one of my absolute favorite ingredients, and it's gochujang. This is a spicy chili paste and will add a ton of flavor to the eggs. 40 grams or 5 grams per egg goes into the bowl. And lastly, add freshly ground black pepper. No salt is needed here as the gochujang already has salt in it. Blend this on high for about 30 seconds until it becomes a frothy consistency. So I like to use these meal prep containers for this. They are the perfect size to bake 4 eggs in. However, you could also use a bigger baking sheet. Keep in mind that if you use a bigger sheet, the eggs will spread over a larger area and thus be larger but also flatter. Take 2 meal prep containers and distribute the eggs equally into both. This now goes into a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F for 17 to 20 minutes. In the meantime, you can prepare the sausage. You will need 75 grams of ground meat per serving, so in my case 600 grams for 8 servings in total. You can either use turkey or also extra lean ground beef. They both have similar macros and taste good in this recipe. Add a strong pinch of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of paprika. Mix the meat and incorporate all of the seasoning, and then place the bowl on a scale. Now, you need to take out 75 grams at a time and roll the meat into a ball. This is a similar technique to making smashed burgers, and it is also the easiest way to do this. After forming 8 meatballs, take out English muffins, or as they're called in Germany, American toasties. The ones I'm using weigh 50 grams each and have 120 calories. Not bad for bread macros, and they also taste quite good. They only need 2 minutes in the toaster oven, but what I like to do is to open 8 muffins and place them with the inner side up on a baking sheet. At this stage, the eggs should be ready, so take them out of the oven, and now I will simply add the baking sheet with the muffins at the very top of the oven and bake them under the broiler for 2 minutes just so they get some nice golden brown color. This will add some crunch and also additional flavor. Then remove them from the sheet, and now optionally you could add 10 grams of light mayonnaise as the base on every muffin. Light mayonnaise has about a third of the calories of regular mayo and tastes good here, but you don't need to use it. In fact, I won't. So with a spatula, release the eggs from the edges. Now cut the egg mixture into 4 equal sized rectangles and then place them on top of the muffins. Next, you need to add cheese. Here I have 8 slices of American cheese. Each one has about 50 calories. Top every egg with 1 slice before cooking the meat. For this, prepare a big pan, place the meat on your left and 4 of the muffins to your right. Add a bit of oil to the pan on medium heat and place a meatball in. Press it gently flat. You don't need to make super flat smashed burgers here, just press them to a centimeter or half an inch thick. Make 4 patties and let them sit in the pan for 2 minutes. Then flip the meat, and I like to close the lid so the meat gets cooked through a bit faster for about 2 minutes. Remove the meat from the pan and add them on top of the muffins. Do this with all 4 patties and repeat with the other 4. Let them cool down for about 10 minutes, and to store them, place 4 into a Ziploc bag with a little space between each other and store them like that in the freezer or in the fridge if you plan to eat them in the next couple of days. If you want to eat one, take it out of the freezer, place it on a plate and then microwave at medium to medium-low heat for 5 minutes so it can defrost properly and doesn't burn with still frozen eggs inside. Each of these McMuffins